Hello everybody, Beard Reads Books here, and in today's book review video I'm going to be reviewing Preacher Until the End of the World. This is the second book in the Preacher series. There's 9 in all. As you can see, it's a graphic novel book, and I really enjoyed this one. Like I said, the first one, which I've done a review on, that was kind of sort of basically starting to set up the storyline. So, and like I said in that review, when the first book, when you're setting up, it's a little bit slow going to set the storyline up. But this one, it really starts getting into the sort of the general story, and it's really interesting. I think it starts off covering a bit about Jesse Custer's family history on his sort of mum's side, Jesse Custer being the main protagonist. He's a guy who's inherited, for want of a better way of putting it, he's inherited the gifts of the voice of God. So if you want to sort of find out more about that, please go and watch my video on the first book where I kind of explain the setup. So yeah, anyway, so this one starts off delving a little bit into sort of Jesse Custer's family history, and his mum's side of the family. They are a bit of a strange family, for want of a better way of putting it. So when you read it, you'll see what I mean. But then when it gets into the main storyline for this book, it's start touching on sort of the Grail conspiracy. It's a story, it's a theory belief that's been knocking around for quite a while now, for quite a few decades. I'm not sure how long it's been about, but basically, you know, the whole story like Jesus, where he died on the cross, rose again from the dead, and then disappeared back up to heaven. Well, there is a belief that he didn't actually sort of die and go back up to heaven at the age of 33. It says that on the cross he merely appeared dead. He didn't actually die, he just appeared to be dead for 3 days. And then when he sort of came back around from his unconsciousness, he then went on to sort of live until his 70s or something like that, during which time I think it was Mary Magdalene he married, and then because they had a family, like children, and in this story it's sort of saying how he's like children, there's a bloodline sort of from Jesus right down to the present day, sort of his descendants. And what's been happening is his descendants, his family tree, in order to keep the bloodline pure, they've been into breeding with each other, incest basically. So, you know, they haven't been marrying sort of other people, they've just been marrying each other, having sort of like breeding with each other. And so, like I said, by the time we get to sort of the present day, well, this was set just before the millennium, so by the time we get to the present day, sort of, yeah, like 2,000 years worth of inbreeding, it's kind of, yeah, you can imagine the sort of the results. You know, they're a bit backcrap crazy, you know. I mean, but the Grail theory, there's this organisation, the Grail organisation. There, basically, what they want to do is come the millennium, when they believe things are going to go absolutely bonkers. The whole world's going to go absolutely mad, bonkers, crazy. Things are going to happen, and what they're going to do is they're going to put Jesus' descendant, like a new Messiah. They're going to wheel him out, and they're going to use him to unite the world, stop the backcrap craziness that's going on at the millennium, and sort of like get power and control and all the rest. Because there's a conspiracy within the conspiracy, because there's a few people that know there's a few people there like, well, 2,000 years of inbreeding, this family's completely bonkers. The latest line, the latest line of this inbreeding, he's an absolute nutter. If we wheel him out in front of a world gone mad, we can't unite behind him. We can't get the world united behind him. He's an absolute backcrap crazy kid person. We can't use him. So this little group of people, this conspiracy within a conspiracy, they've got a plan. The Reverend Jesse Custer, who has inherited sort of the voice of God, who's got these special powers, what they're going to do is they're planning to stick Jesse Custer in the place of this backcrap crazy kid. So rather than reeling out the direct descendant of Jesus and saying, this is the new Messiah, they're going to wheel out Jesse Custer and say, here's our Messiah, and use him. So the main storyline of this book is kind of introducing that little storyline, this conspiracy within the conspiracy. So, and I must admit, it's starting to get quite intriguing, and quite interesting. So, and I thoroughly enjoyed it myself. It was quite good. I mean, the old little bits, kind of, can't remember any specific examples, but there's the old little bits I thought, not adding much to the storyline. I can sort of kind of so I whizzed through those a little bit. So I wouldn't say it's 100% perfect, this story, but it is quite a good one. And yeah, I definitely recommend having a read of it. If you're into graphic novels and all that kind of stuff, definitely give it a try. Read the first one. I definitely recommend obviously reading the first one to sort of set up a storyline. Stick with it. Read this one as well. So I would definitely say get your hands on it. Borrow it from the library if you can, or whatever. Yeah. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this review. I look forward to seeing you again. And in the meantime, take care.